Hello, everyone. I'm laughing at some of the comments in YouTube. So, Deb Jean, she says, hell from Oklahoma. But she meant hello from Oklahoma. But Angela says, no, she is from Oklahoma and it's hell. So there you go. We all have opinions and sometimes we make typos too. So hello everyone. My name is Rhonda Pierce and welcome to this happy new year. Let's see as people come on board, tell me where you're from and think about your sewing and quilting UFOs and maybe retreats also. So far here today, we have Pat saying Happy New Year to everyone. We've got Brenda from Michigan. We've got Jenny saying hello to everyone. We've got Barbara from Wisconsin saying she has a UFO, which is a channel inspired cardigan. She stalled at the hand sewing for the trim, but she started a second project, one of the same. Oh, but different fabric. Yep. I do that too. So let's see who else we have. Lindy says Happy New Year. Kathy Mormon, hello. Deb Jean is here. Connie from Louisiana. Um, Anita says she has a multitude of UFOs. Who can relate? Um, so let's see. CHOLECHELL. Hello. Jenny, hello. Anita. We've got Gail Young Monroe from Atlanta. Oh, Kathy says she couldn't get on any of the links. Hey, Paul, Paul, do you see that comment that Kathy couldn't use any of the links? So we'll follow up on that and see how that works out. Patty's here from Fort Wayne. Marianne, Happy New Year. So tell me where you're from.
Facebook and the website are working. I'm not able to connect from YouTube, and I don't know why.
Wow. Okay. So Paul is just saying he can't connect on YouTube, but a lot of the comments I'm getting here are on YouTube. But I see we have some Facebook people too. So, and it's working on the website. So I don't know. It seems like there's always little technical quirks. So I'm just glad you're here today. All right. Oh, great. Fantastic. We've got Illinois, Ohio, California, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona. Welcome, everyone. How many of you did some sewing over the holidays? I did not. I did not. Thought about some, but didn't do any. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started because I know we've all got a busy day here today. We've got Dina from New York. We've got from Texas, Shirley from Mississippi. So we've got from all over. So last month, so that was December, I can say last year, the question to answer for the random giveaway was if your sewing machine could talk, what would it say? And Heather, my lady from Wisconsin, was our winner, our random winner. And she said if her sewing machine could talk, it would say, let's keep going, let's keep stitching. So I thought that was a fun remark. So when Heather received her random giveaway, she sent a thank you note right away. And she said she couldn't decide if she should have her daughter wrap the gift and put it underneath the tree or just to open it. Well, you know what? She couldn't wait. So she just ripped open the box and said, thank you. Her package did not make it underneath the tree and thanked me for all the unexpected items too. So yeah, I usually put some surprises in the boxes too. So some of the comments from last month, Janice said her machine would complain that it has to work downstairs, but the machine doesn't know it's cold upstairs too. Sheila said her machine would say, "Hey, install a new SCHMETZ needle." Kathleen said her machine would say, "Forget the old thread and use the new brands." Let me see. Lisa said, "Put the pedal to the metal. Let's get done with SCHMETZ needle." So lots of fun comments. New project, new month, needle. Oh, Suzanne said, "My machine would say, you make many people happy with all the repairs, alterations, and quilting projects you made." So, Anita says, her machine would say, "Come back. Don't listen to your husband." Oh, here was another one. Bessie says, "Please stop knitting and start sewing again." Nana says, "The hiatus is over. Let's sew." So thank you for all those comments. I do read all of those comments eventually. Sometimes I can't read them here on the screen because they come in so fast, but I do read them. All right. So let me just throw out today's question for you. I had just one question because if you received the newsletter, I mentioned UFOs, unfinished objects, as in unfinished sewing and quilt objects. How many of you have those? How many of you have more than one? How many of you have multiple? Yeah, I'm not going to count. So the question is, you can answer one of two questions. How many sewing or quilting UFOs do you have? Or do you plan to go on a sewing retreat? And the reason why I asked about a sewing retreat was I was on the website for my local machine dealer, and they've got great classes. It's Thimbles in Lockport, Illinois. I've been there many times, and I have my machine service there too. And I was looking at their class schedule, and each month they have a full day of sewing for UFOs. So I'll be hopefully organized and start on one of my UFOs. And how do you feel about UFOs? Sometimes they just have to season before you can finish them, right? Maybe years. You know, that Lily of the Valley quilt that I finished, well, finished last year, officially finished, but I'm still saying, is it done? Sometimes they just have to season for a while. Or maybe you're at a point with UFOs and you just want to say, I don't care anymore. Let me pass it on. Maybe somebody else wants to do it. So when I signed up for that class, this is the project that I intended to do. It's not, my class isn't until next week. I got to activate the lights. This is the City Stitcher quilt collection, and it's Patriotic Rose, and it's quilt. Now, you know I like to do garments. I've made my vest here too, but I like to make quilts too. So this is an old pattern that I have, and guess what? I even have the receipt. The receipt, and the receipt says I bought this October 6th of 2002 from Keepsake Quilting in New Hampshire. How many of you remember Keepsake Quilting? And the pattern was $7, and with tax, it was $8.99. And I don't even see that I paid shipping on this either. So this is one of my unfinished objects. I've got the fabric also from 2002. I've got red, white, and blue fabric. And I was just studying the directions before you came on board, and I'm thinking, you know what? There's a lot of applique on this, and I'm not so keen on applique. And I'm thinking I have to do it by machine applique. So we'll see. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with the flags, you know, the stripes or the background, but the stars and the flowers are all applique. So stay tuned. I do have a backup UFO that I could start next week also. So maybe I can kind of start on both. We'll see. All right. So again, let me repeat. The question for today to be entered into the random drawing is how many UFOs do you have? And what's your attitude towards those UFOs? Are you going to just say, forget it? Or are you going to say, maybe next year? There's no right or wrong answer. And gosh, how many of you have signed up for a retreat already? All right. So as you can see, I'm here in the Chicago office. I don't have any travels planned until March. So I'm kind of excited about that because last year I did so many trips, over 30 trips, that I really didn't get much sewing time in. So I'm going to try to sew quite a bit in January and February, and it's going to start next Friday when I go on this UFO day retreat at my local dealer. So, but I've been traveling already this year virtually. So Monday night, I gave a SCHMETZ virtual in Michigan. Last night, I was in Northeast Iowa at the Quilt Guild. Tonight, I'll be in Ancaster, Ontario, Canada with the Modern Quilt Guild. And then tomorrow, I'll be doing a virtual with a Bernina dealer in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So, yeah, I'm getting around virtually this week. All right. So, and then I've got a total of this month, I've got 7 virtual presentations. So, actually, next week, I already blocked it. No virtual presentations. I've got to get my life and my sewing back online. All right. Well, how many of you got the email yesterday as a reminder for today's SCHMETZ Snippet Live? Was that helpful for you? We've never done that before, but we thought we'd just do a little experiment. If receiving the email notification was helpful to you, go ahead and put that in the comments. Maybe we'll do it again. To get the email notification, you have to sign up for the newsletter. And how do you do that? Well, you go to SCHMETZneedles.com, and after about 20 seconds is one of those irritating pop-ups that says, sign up for the newsletter. And as many of you know, when you sign up for the newsletter, sometimes we have specials that are available only for our subscribers. So, okay, I'm seeing, yeah, I guess that email was helpful. I'm just seeing some of the chat comments scroll by. All right, so let me see. Put this back over here. The newsletter. Yep, this was my long-term UFO, the Lily of the Valley quilt, which officially is finished. The binding's done, the label's done, but I'm still wondering, should I put little dewdrop crystal beads on the Lily of the Valley? So to be determined. How many of you are on Facebook? Because next week I plan to post on Monday and Tuesday top SCHMETZ needle types and sizes based on our 2025 sales. So you can kind of compare as to whether or not you have our best-selling needles in your stash. So it's just got facts, and you know, on Facebook, you know, go in and like it, SCHMETZ needles, all one word. And then today, later today, is the Textile Talks. So today it's our friend Amy Berrickman. And how many of you know Amy or have met her, or maybe you've taken her classes, or she has a new book out, which is part of today's giveaway, Love You to Pieces. So whoever our random winner is today. So, and Amy and I have been friends for many, many years. So I'm always happy with her success. So the Textile Talk is at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time today. You have to go to the Quilt Alliance and register. and then they'll provide the link. So they've got quite a few interesting lectures coming up. Okay, let's look at the giveaway here today. And then I'll start to answer the questions that came in previously. So let's start with some of the larger things. Well, I have Hobbs Heirloom Sewing batting. This is a cotton batting. It's queen size. If you're finishing up a queen size quilt, you know what? This could come in quite handy. So thank you, Hobbs. From Stoff Fabrics. You know, I love their jersey, their knit fabrics, and I thought, oh, isn't this cute? These little fawns and squirrels with the little wooden fences and like little foliage, or maybe little sprigs of plants. I thought that was really sweet. So this could make a nice little cardigan or a little top, or maybe, oh, something for a little kiddo, because this print is so tender. Very nice. So that's Stoff Fabrics. From our friends at Timeless Treasures, I've got Dear Stella, and I think these are 2.5-inch strips, so you can kind of see the different colors here in this jelly roll. Let's see. Yeah, 42.5-inch strips, and this is called, CP Stella strip alphabet. So you can kind of see some of the variety of prints that are in this fun little stash. So I didn't open this because I wanted to keep it nice and clean forever, whoever our winner is. Okay, for those of us who need more light, who needs more light to see well? From our friends at Vivalux. So this is a task lamp with LED lights. It's rechargeable, it's cordless, so it's quite handy. You never need to charge the batteries, and it's super bright, and it has a flexible arm so you can reposition it. So I imagine if I had this at my sewing machine, I would have it off probably to the left-hand side, and then pointed towards my needle so I can see the stitches. Or maybe you want to use this on your desk, or maybe you're doing some handwork. This would be a great light to use. It has 3 settings: bright, warm, and natural. So thank you to Vivalux for this awesome light. Yep. All right. I already showed you, but we've got Amy's book here. And isn't that a cute cover? And of course, she's got adorable pictures and sayings. Our shared stories tie each of us together. Isn't that sweet? All right. Now I've got a new contributions to our giveaway. And this is the Stitch It Sisters with Nancy Zeman Sewing Studio. So this one is the Shades and Shadows wall hanging. I've seen this in person. So this is it's a modern pattern, and it's a smaller size. This quilt project is 16 by 16 inches. So if you're looking for something fast and fun and with a kick, try Stitch It Sisters. And again, you can go to Nancy Zeman Productions and find more of those patterns. And for the next few months, I have more of the Stitch It Sisters patterns. So that'll be fun. Of course, I always have a Grab It My Pad needle organizer. Many of you know about how this works. For your slightly used needle, you just slide it into the appropriate needle type and size. And for maybe some of those older SCHMETZ needles that don't have the color coding, use the flower head pin to identify the needle currently in your machine. So just slide it right in. And you can find these at your local sewing machine dealer too. Mary Malari's been at it, her little sister and brother aprons. And actually, I made this one right here a couple years ago for a friend's little toddler, and it turned out really super cute. So I think I used K-Facet fabric, so it kind of had a yellow theme to it, a muted yellow theme. It was really cute. So when Beth's granddaughter was playing with clay or painting, she was able to use this, wear this apron. And they are reversible too. All right. How many of you are planning shop hops this year? So I've got the new 2026 version, which divides all the different states are in here with quilt shops, fabric stores, etc. So you can it'll help you guide your shop hop. Or maybe you're going on vacation and you want to shop for fabric and fibers too. So that'll help you out. I've got some threads from our friends at Metler, a variety of colors. Taylor Seville, the magic pens. Don't we love magic pens? These have the flat heads. So these are quite handy when you're pinning your quilts, etc., your projects. So thank you, Taylor Seville, for your magic flathead pens. I've got, oh yes, this is how I ship the SCHMETZ needles for the giveaway because I love these little boxes. Our industrial needles come in these boxes, and I tell the guys in the warehouse, don't throw all those boxes away, save some for me. So here you can see on the side, this is needle system S134R in a size 18. So most likely that needle system is used in a long arm machine or some type of commercial or industrial machine. But because I like the box and I save them, I've got all kinds of SCHMETZ needles right here in the little box. So a nice selection. And last but not least, from our friends at Shannon Fabrics. You know, I'm a huge Shannon Fabric. Yeah, look, I can't even stop petting this fabric here. So this is a kit called Forever Friends. Fur, F-U-R, Forever Friends. So ever so soft and cuddly. And what needle are you going to use with this? You're going to use the Stretch 9014. Stretch 9014. And I'm going to talk about this needle a little bit more. I'm going to set this aside. Oh, and I got a really nice gift box from Shannon Fabrics last week. It was a surprise. Oh, and it included candy. A box of candy, See's candy to be exact, SEE, See's candy from California. And of course, I love those. And yes, I did share the box with my colleagues, but I'm down to about 5 pieces. Am I going to share those with my colleagues? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. In my shipment, my gift from Shannon Fabrics, they also included a calendar, a wall calendar. And I'm going to include this in today's giveaway because it is marvelous. I just love all of these pictures. There's so much inspiration. April is one of my favorite pictures from this calendar. And let's see, what was the other month? Let me just flip through all of these months. I mean, so much inspiration, and all of these are cuddle fabrics, and I'm going to talk about it shortly. Yes, this is Shannon Fabrics. You can make tote bags and purses. Oh, I've made a vest out of this fabric. Maybe you've seen me wear it before. And, oh, did I skip it? Oh, isn't this sweet? This is January of 2027. I just love this picture. So some lucky winner today is going to win the Cuddle Fabric Kit and also this 2026 calendar. So very sweet. All right. So if you've been late to today's presentation, to win the random drawing, you need to answer how many UFOs do you have? Or do you plan to attend a sewing and quilting retreat? So either of those questions. And if you've got UFOs, what's your attitude towards them? Do you say, I don't care anymore? And that's okay. I think I have some of those at home. Or maybe you're going to slot them into your sewing this year. So no right or wrong answers. Just go ahead and put something in the chat. All right. So Paul will get back to me soon with a winner. And meanwhile, let me go over the questions that came in the last few days. So there were multiple questions about sewing with fleece and sewing with cuddle fabric. So both Sue and Vivian asked about what needle to use with fleece. Vivian was asking, she's making her first quilt with cuddle fabric, both on the front and the back, and she just wanted to verify what needle to use. And guess what? For both fleece, minky, cuddle fabric, that super plush fabric, you want stretch size 90-14. So today I'm wearing a cuddle vest that I made several years ago. Some of you have probably seen it before. I love, love, love this vest. It's a Sandra Betsina pattern that I've used multiple times. And yes, you want to use stretch 90-14. This needle has a medium ballpoint, and the stretch needle has a smaller eye and a deeper scarf. So the needle's going to play a little bit differently than a jersey or a universal or any other needle. So the stretch 90-14 is your needle of choice when you're sewing with cuddle, minky, fleece, polar fleece, etc. The other thing I want to mention when you're sewing with cuddle or minky fabric, because it's so soft, it's got that pile to it and it has stretch to it, that you need to be very aggressive in your pinning. So I always pin parallel to the stitch line and also perpendicular. And I try to remember to remove the pins from the fabric before I stitch over them. Most of the time I'm successful, but not all the time. Linda's asking if you use a stretch needle on the serger when working with fleece. And I say yes, most of the time. Sometimes, depending on your serger, sometimes you have, well, all right, so let's just talk about serger needles. When you open the front cover of your serger, it should tell you, maybe there's an imprint or a sticky label that will tell you what needle system to use. Especially on some of the older machines, the serger will say ELX 705. And that's a specific needle for specific stitches on sergers and overcast machines. It looks like a regular home sewing machine needle. It's got a groove right here on the front, but ELX 705 has a second groove on the back side of the needle that some of your overcast stitches need. Now, because I have so many serger expert friends, Gail Yellen, Suki Sews, they're personal and professional friends of mine. And they say, Rhonda, you know what? If your serger can use a regular home sewing machine needle, go ahead and do that. So I will use a stretch 90-14. And if I find that the stitches are coming out wonky, well, guess what? I'm going to use that ELX 705 just as the owner's manual and the machine says. So find out what works for you. So Sue and Vivian, I hope that answers the question for you. What did I just do? Yeah. Stretch 9014 is the needle of choice when working with cuddle, minky, and fleece and polar fleece. All right. Jerry asked that about machine embroidery needles, and she was specifically looking for size 80 for machine embroidery. And guess what? SCHMETZ does not make machine embroidery needles in size 80. We have size 7511 and 9014. So you'll need to either size up or size down. How do you know what size to use? Well, it's always a dance between your fabric, your thread, your machine, and your project. So sometimes you just have to test. So I'm showing you the chrome needles in the fun, colorful packaging. But guess what? The embroidery needles in our classic hang card are the very same needles. They're the same chrome needles, just the hang card hasn't changed yet. So here is embroidery size 9014 in the chrome pack, in the original chrome packaging, and then here's the same needle in our classic or the original hang card. Very same needle. So just wanted to keep you informed. So Jerry, for machine embroidery, you'll need to use either a size 7511 or a 9014. Nancy asked, oh, this was so cute. I'll just read it to you. Pardon me for asking, but what's the point of a 6-foot long SCHMETZ needle? I'm just catching up with past SCHMETZ needles newsletters that I've missed. So that was in the May newsletter. And here I am in Germany with Petra in her sewing lab, and that's a 6-foot sewing machine needle, a 6-foot SCHMETZ needle. And Petra uses that for demonstration purposes. I really wish I had a 6-foot SCHMETZ needle, not only in the office, but in my home sewing room. Wouldn't that be fun? So instead, I have a 15-inch SCHMETZ demo needle, which, I love it. I use it all the time. So, yeah. So, Nancy, that's for fun. It's for demonstration purposes. So to continue, Nancy said she's just getting back into sewing, and she's lost central vision. I've lost central vision in recent years, but I long to sew again. I'm grateful for your slotted needles that make threading needles a cinch. I welcome any new devices that would make machine sewing possible again. Happy New Year. And Nancy is in Vermont. So the needle that she's talking about is the SCHMETZ quick threading needle. This is a universal needle with a little slot in the eye of the needle. So it's really super easy to thread. So to thread the needle, you just run your thread down the side of the needle, and because there's a slot right here, the thread's going to pop right in. Now, when you're using the quick threading needle, you need to slow down with your sewing speed, because the quick threading needle, it's quick to thread, but guess what? If you're sewing too fast, that thread is going to pop right out, and now you've got a little mess on your hand. So you need to slow down with your sewing. The other thing I'll mention about the quick threading needle, and this needle comes in two sizes, an 80-12 and a 90-14, is you do not want to use this when working with knits or to actually quilt with batting, because what's going to happen? Because there's that little open slot on the eye, the open slot will catch the batting, or it will catch the knit fibers. And so now you'll be snagging your fabric. So use this primarily on your woven fabrics. I know years ago, I actually hemmed my husband's jeans with the quick threading needle, and they worked fine. But is it my needle of choice for my everyday sewing? No. But the quick threading needle, there's a place for this. It's an important place for people who have low vision, or maybe they don't have the dexterity in their hands, or they don't have the automatic needle threader. So quick threading needle, you can find these at your local stores, your machine dealer. If your dealer does not have this needle, ask them to special order it for you. Most stores will be happy to do that for you. And of course, you can go to SCHMETZneedles.com. All right, let's continue here. Oh boy, time is scooting right along. Oh, okay. Carolyn asked, somebody would make, oh, this was her email to me. Somebody could make a fortune if they could ever invent a needle threader that really worked all the time. The threaders on sewing machines don't often work, and the handheld ones are a joke. Please invent a good one. Well, you know what? The next day after Carolyn's email came in to me, I got an email about a needle threader. So I printed this out. I've not used it. This is by Dritz. So if you've used this needle threader for your sewing, to thread your sewing machine needle, make a comment in the chat. If you have a needle threader that you like to use to thread your sewing machine needles, put a comment in the chat, and I'll let Carolyn know. And maybe there's somebody else that needs a needle threader too, to help you out. So what needle threader do you use to thread your sewing machine needles? Now, this one is from Dritz. So I imagine that you can find these at your local sewing machine dealer and your fabric and quilt shop. So Carolyn, I hope we can all, my audience here can help us all out. I also received an email from Charlotte in Washington State. She said she was looking at my schedule and, oh, you're not coming to the Sewing and Stitchery Expo this year. She's so disappointed. And I know, I have so many friends in the Puyallup and the Washington and actually the whole Northwest corridor. I will not be at the Sewing and Stitchery Expo this year, but I hope to be there sometime later in the year with another store. So stay tuned, and maybe next year I'll be at Sewing and Stitchery Expo in Puyallup. So one of the things I wanted to mention about Charlotte is that Charlotte and her friend, they always have a twinsy challenge. And her friend is in Utah, and they met online and they through the love of sewing. So every year they meet up at the Sewing and Stitchery Expo in Puyallup, and throughout the year they select a pattern and a project and the same fabric. So when they show up at the expo, they show off their projects, and they're both very different but yet the same pattern, same fabric. You know, they have different body types, so it looks different, and it's just so much fun. It's been fun to see them over the years with their twinsy projects. So maybe that's something you want to start, a twinsy project with some of your sewing friends when you go to different shows. Okay, another question that came in right before I collected questions this morning was Teresa Kiefer was asking what needles are best for jersey materials. Jersey materials. And either the jersey or the stretch needle will be your best choice for sewing with jersey knit. So if your knit fabric has lycra, spandex, or elastic, I always suggest the stretch needle. And most of our New Jersey knit fabrics do have elastic, lycra, or spandex. So I always suggest the stretch first. Sometimes a jersey needle will work too. So I would have both on hands. And as many of you know, we have the Sewing with Knits bundle, which includes the jersey and the stretch needles in assorted sizes. 3 cards, 2 different types of needles in assorted size. It comes with a little luggage tag, color chart, and the ever popular ABC pocket guide. So that would be a great way to test. If you're new, it seems like there was somebody that mentioned that they were going to start sewing clothes, specifically with knits. So that little Sewing with Knits bundle would be great with the jersey and the stretch needle. And Carolyn, I can just see your question real quick. What needle to use with polar fleece? Yeah, I'd use that stretch needle, and I would probably use the size 90-14. All right, let's scoot along. And wow, I had so many people communicate with me the last few weeks. So I got an email from Lori. Lori says that she lived in Germany and, oh, she was a military brat and she lived in Germany for 5 years and she used to drink beer in a stein. So she's talking about the SCHMETZ. I think we still have a few of these left. And she said, but now she's going to use the SCHMETZ for some of her craft and sewing tools. So bravo to you, Lori. Thank you very much. Now, this is the stein I have in my office. I actually have one at home that has scissors and marking tools and awls and etc. But let me show you what I have in mine here at the office. First of all, I have business cards. I have a variety of business cards that I have in here. And then this might be a familiar name to you, Linda McGehee. Linda McGehee of gees.com. You know, she teaches all over the country. And at a show last year, maybe it was the Great Wisconsin Quilt Show, she gave me this little prescription bottle filled with M&Ms. So let me read to you what it says right here on the label. It says Rip It pills. Take 1, maybe 2 or 3 to solve ripping problems. Repeat as necessary. Not guaranteed to work, but will definitely put a smile on your face and your hips. So isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Rip It pills that are actually M&Ms. So this is what I've got in my little SCHMETZ. So thank you, Lori, for your comment. All right. So let's see. From Shirley, look at this handmade card. Isn't this beautiful? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Shirley, and to everyone that sends me notes and cards, etc., and emails. I won't read everything in this email, but she says, clothing construction is beginning to be a hot topic. Your explanation of selecting the correct needle type for a particular fabric type gives me a head start. Having the color-coded SCHMETZ needles will be invaluable if I dip my toe in the sewing arena. So thank you very much, Shirley. And I have to tell you, I met Shirley this past summer at the Hudson So Nice Sewing Retreat. And I met her there, and guess what? She sent me a handmade card after that event too. So thank you very much. She was appreciating the SCHMETZ class that I gave. All right, one more thing that I'll just show you real quick. How many of you get the Oh wait, I got to make sure this is right. Yes, the Aurifil newsletter. Well, I got mine on Sunday. on Sunday, Aurifil thread. And I was just so delighted because uh, their Aurifil philosopher, they're ambassadors. They featured Linda Sullivan of Color Works. And this was one of the colorful pictures in the newsletter. She's using Aurifil thread. And guess what? She's using SCHMETZ Microtex. Microtex, oh, let's see. Is that size 70? I think that's size 70-10. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to do a little shout out to Aurifil for using SCHMETZ needles. And actually, they talk about the quilting needle, the SCHMETZ quilting. They show size 90-14, and they also talk about Microtex size 90-14. So thank you, Aurifil, for the little shout out in your newsletter. All right, so 45 minutes. The time is going quick. Let me see here. Let me see if I can answer. Anita says that she's planning on sewing clothes soon too. Fantastic. Yeah. I have some of this Stoff fabrics in shades of blue, and I think I want to make a wrap dress. So anyway, that's on my sewing horizon. I want a wrap dress. I think my body shape would look good in it. All right, let me just see here. Oh, okay. So Timmy the Chin says her machine has needle threaders, but her travel machine does not. She too is looking for a good needle threader. So here's the other thing I wanted to mention about automatic needle threaders. Most of those needle threaders will work on size 80-12 needles, but sometimes even the smaller size 75-11, depending on your machine. But oftentimes, when you're working with a finer or a smaller needle, like a size 70-10 or maybe even a 60/8, those smaller needles, the automatic needle threader, will not work because of the position of the eye. The eye is going to be a little bit smaller. So you will have to thread those smaller needles manually. So any size above 75, definitely size 80/12 and larger, you'll be able to use your needle threader. So, okay, everyone. I see so many comments. I just wish that I could respond to all of them right now. But you know what? Paul's going to print out all of the comments, so I will be reading them all very soon, and and again before we go live again next year, next month. So, I know what I wanted to mention too. So sign up for the SCHMETZ newsletter. Go to smetsneedles.com. I've got some exciting blue bag specials coming up throughout the year that you'll want to partake in. I'm pretty excited about them. Just have to find some of the resources to bring them all together, but I'm pretty excited. And let me see, needle. Oh, all right. So, and if you are expanding into garment sewing, especially, what I suggest you do is to download the SCHMETZ app. So go to smetsneedles.com and go to resources, and you'll be able to download the app. And let me see here. Let me try this. One of these, oh goodness, I'm having technical difficulty. Well, this is what the opening screen will look like if you look really quick. And in there, just like we've got here in the ABC Pocket Guide, which you can also download from SCHMETZneedles.com underneath resources. So you can download this for free too and print it out. The inside back cover has over 70 fabrics that are listed with recommendations for needle type and size. So that's a huge reference. And then online on SCHMETZneedles.com, again under resources, there's over 100 fabrics that are listed. So you can no, my lights are, there we go. You can get recommendations for needle type and size. So use that resource. All right, so Paul just handed me the winner for today. And today, let's see, to be entered into the drawing, you had to answer how many UFOs do you have? Or what was your attitude towards UFOs? Or are you going on a sewing retreat? So our winner today said she has approximately 8 UFOs. The oldest one is a quilt to teach me to quilt with various feet. Guess I learned without finishing it. Okay, so our winner is Sherry Bomer from Devil's Lake, North Dakota. So congratulations, Sherry, Boehmer. You are our winner today from Devil's Lake, North Dakota. And Sherry has approximately 8 UFOs. So I want to thank each of you for being here today and for participating. Maybe I'll see you online soon at a SCHMETZ virtual, or maybe I'll see you later in the year at event. So you know I love what I do. I love meeting all of you. So our next meetup for SCHMETZ Snippet Live is on Wednesday, February 4th. So get out there, get your machine all tuned up, have a little stash of needles, and start stitching. Okay, everybody. So SCHMETZ, thank you. Oh, Sherry, if that's you, you need to send me an email at info@schmetzneedles.com.